Is the screen visible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
No. And is the presentation visible to you? Is the same presentation which I showed you in the previous class?
So ऑडियो बहुत सुनाई नहीं दे रहा, बहुत धीरे आ रही है आवाज.
Hello. Am I audible?
यस सर, बट सर आउटपुट बहुत धीरे आ रहा है, मतलब सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. वॉल्यूम
Yes.
काफी लो है.
I forgot to bring my mic today. I'm using this desktop mic. Okay, we'll be solving a numerical today on this dual cycle. I'll give you a question, just take a pen and paper, write down the question, and by the end of this class, you will send me whatever you are doing on my email ID. I'll give you the email ID. It's different than my regular email ID. So just, yeah, 5 minutes time, take a white sheet, in fact, 3 or 4 white sheets, and a pen and the calculator. So we'll be solving a numerical. I'll be solving and you'll be solving along with me. And at the end of the class, you will send me photo of whatever you have done on my mail ID. I'm pasting the question on this last slide. It's 5 minutes. Okay, so just refresh this presentation. You will get this question. Hello. वो तरुण और विश्वास को अकाउंट में भेज देना।
हेलो।
हेलो।
हेलो। हेलो सर।
हाँ जी बोलिए।
सर ये जो आपने क्वेश्चन दिया था ये मतलब आज इट इज सॉल्व करके आपको मेल कर देना।
हाँ अभी करेंगे, हम साथ ही कर रहे हैं।
सर आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही। हेलो।
आवाज आ रही है?
यस सर
हेलो।
अब आ रही है।
Okay. Let me explain you the question. Say a small truck has a four-cylinder, 4-liter CI engine that operates on the air standard dual cycle using light diesel fuel whose calorific value is 42.5 megajoule per kg at an air fuel ratio of 18. The compression ratio of the engine is 16:1 and the cylinder bore diameter is 10 centimeter. At the start of the compression stroke, conditions in the cylinder are 60 degrees centigrade and 100 kilopascal with a 2% exhaust residual. It can be assumed that half of the heat input from combustion is added at constant volume and half at constant pressure. Calculate temperature and pressure at each state of the cycle. Indicated thermal efficiency, exhaust temperature, air temperature in intake manifold, and engine volumetric efficiency. So you have to solve this question and mail me at this mail ID. I hope it's visible. Is my screen visible to you? Hello.
Yes.
Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So can you see the mail ID? What is the mail ID written?
Sir, it's vnmiceget@gmail.com.
That's good. So don't send me at my regular mail ID, which is vednathmathur@gmail.com. I won't see it. So this, you have to send me this assignment on this classwork and this on this particular mail ID. Solve it on A4 size sheet, preferably on A4 size sheet. If you do not have those sheet with you, you can use your register pages. But on each and every page which you use, please write down your enrollment number and name on top right corner and mention page number at the bottom corner. After solving, make a single PDF file. Name the file with your enrollment number and SW1. In fact, this is CW, but you can mention this as SW1, and by the end of the day, you must mail me this. Okay. Let me explain you how to do this question.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, do we have to write the question also?
बोलिए।
Do we
क्वेश्चन
have
लिखना है क्या?
do we have to write the question also?
हाँ, क्वेश्चन लिखना चाहिए।
Yes, sir.
You may not write the entire language as it is, but you should write what is given in the problem. So I think you can do this. Given in the problem is light diesel fuel with an air fuel ratio of 1:18. Sorry, 18:1. So air fuel ratio is 18:1. 18 part by air, 1 part by fuel. Compression ratio, we use RC for this. So it's 16. Cylinder bore diameter, we use capital B. This is 10 centimeter. at the start of the compression stroke. So if you draw this sketch, a PV diagram, I'm drawing a PV diagram for dual cycle. This is point 1, this may be point 2, this may be some intermediate point, this may be point 3. So you draw this neat sketch, and you will also draw a sketch on a TS diagram. Good morning, sir. So with reference to the diagram you draw, you can write V1 is given probably, no? At the start of the compression stroke, T1 and P1 is given. So this 1, 2 is the compression stroke. So you will write T1 is equal to 60 degrees centigrade and P1 is equal to 100 kilopascal. 2% exhaust residual. It can be assumed that half of the heat input from combustion is added at constant volume and half at constant pressure. So that means whatever net heat is added, heat addition process is Q2X3. We can write that Q22X is equal to Qx to 3 is equal to half of Q2X3. So heat added at constant volume is Q2X and heat added at constant pressure is heat X3. So x3, this is the entire heat addition process. So 50% heat added from 2 to x and another 50% from x to 3. So that's all. This is given, and then you will write to calculate. You need to find out temperature, pressure at all points at each state. This is part 1, then thermal efficiency, then exhaust temperature. What is the exhaust temperature? T4. And then air temperature in intake manifold, T1, and engine volumetric efficiencies. Nita volumetric. So this is Nita thermal and this is Nita volumetric. So then you will start solving the question. It's a 4-cylinder, 4-liter CI engine. 4-cylinder, 4-liter CI engine. What is the volume of a single cylinder? You can mention here for 1 cylinder, the swept volume is 1/4 of 4 liters. This is 1 liter. And 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeter cube or 0.001 meter cube. We mention both the things. We use whatever is required. And then the compression ratio is known. Compression ratio is 16. So we can find out the clearance volume. This is swept volume. What is the compression ratio? Compression ratio is given by volume at bottom dead center divided by volume at top dead center. So in this particular problem, compression ratio is V1 by V2, which is equal to you can write here V swept plus V clearance divided by V clearance, which is given 16, and V swept is known. So since V swept is known, which is 1000 centimeter cube, then you can find out what is V clearance. So this will give you the value of Vc in terms of centimeter cube, and you can convert it into meter cube. Then since V swept is also given by pi by 4 into bore square into stroke length, which is known to us as 0.001 meter cube. So we can calculate the stroke length. Since bore is given, pi by 4 into 10 centimeter means 0.10 meter square into stroke. The bore is already given to be 10 centimeter here. So with the known value of V swept, you can find out what is the stroke length, okay, in terms of centimeter and meter. And then you would proceed state by state. So you start with state 1. At state 1, temperature is 60 degrees centigrade, which is 333 Kelvin, and pressure at state 1 is given to be 100 kilopascal, and volume is volume at bottom dead center, which is equal to V swept plus V clearance. We have already calculated V clearance, and we have already know what is V swept. So this we have already calculated. So add these two numbers, you will get V1. And then you will calculate mass of gas in one cylinder. It's at the start of compression. This mass is given by P1 V1 by R into T1. This is 100 kilopascal. Volume 1, which has been calculated here. R is 0.287 kilojoule kg Kelvin, and temperature at point 1 is 333 Kelvin. So this will give you mass of the gas in terms of some kgs. Now what is the mass of fuel injected? This is mass of air. Okay. Now what is mass of fuel injected? The question says air fuel ratio is 18:1. So mass of fuel injected should be 1 by 19th times of this mass. But again, the question says that there is 2% residual gases. So 98% is fresh air and 2% residual gases. So mass of fuel injected should be equal to whatever you get here multiplied by 0.98, it's 98%, multiplied by 1 by 19. So this will be the mass of fuel injected. So we have taken care of 2% residual gases. Yes.
Sir, what is 1 by 19?
The air is to fuel ratio is 18:1. So what is the amount of fuel? It should be 1 by 19. In 19 parts of mixture, we have 18 parts air and 1 part fuel. So fuel is 1 out of 19 parts.
Okay.
This is something new which you might not have done while solving dual cycle problems in thermal science course, because now we are also considering fuel along with air. So at point 1 we have P1, V1, T1. We also have mass of air, we also have mass of fuel. Then you can move to state 2. So this was state 1. The state 2 calculation of temperature is pretty simple because it's V1 by V2 is to power gamma minus T2 by T1 is V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. So R compression ratio raised to power gamma minus 1 multiplied by T1. T1 known to you. Now gamma you have to take care of air fuel mixture. For air it's 1.4. For petrol we take this value, although it's not given in the problem, but we'll use CV as 0.821 and gamma as 1.35. This is from gas tables. I'll tell you about those tables later on while we study about combustion. But we will not use properties of air, which is CV is 0.718, gamma is 1.4, and CP is 1.00. How much? 1.005. This is what you have studied for air. Now for air fuel mixture, we use these values. For burned gases, the values are different. So this is for unburned gases. Okay, so once you use this value of gamma, I said gamma is to be 1.35. R compression known to you, which is 16. So you can write T2 as 16 raised to power 0.35 multiplied by 60 degrees centigrade is 330 degrees Celsius. So this will give you T2. 16 raised to power 0.35 into 333 come out to be 879 Kelvin. So I calculated this, it comes out to be 606 degrees centigrade. P2 can also be calculated, which is equal to P1 into R raised to power gamma. So this is 100 kilopascal into 16 raised to power 1.35. And if you solve this, comes out to be 4,222 kilopascal. So I've done this. And V2 is mRT2 by P2. Now what is M here? Use this M. We have calculated here. Let me write here M only. R 0.287 and T2 is 879 calculated, divided by P2 4222. So this will give you volume 2, which is also happen to be volume at the top dead center or the clearance volume.
Sir,
in fact, you can also calculate V2 as V1 by
sir,
Kelvin.
M is the mass of gas at volume 1.
We should have add mass of gas also. It should be mass of air plus mass of gas. But here, this fuel is injected at the end of the compression stroke. So for 1, 2, this mass is only air. And when you are talking about 2 to X or X to 3, this process is air plus gas. Okay, so compression is only of air. Remember in case of SI engine, in case of CI engine, it says CI engine. No? So in case of CI engine, the mixture which is inducted in suction stroke is only air. Fuel is injected at the end of the compression stroke. While in case of SI engine, it's a mixture of air fuel which is compressed. So that's why we have not taken here air. We have not taken here mass of fuel in the compression process. If this would have been SI engine, then we would have added mass of fuel also here. So here mass would be air plus fuel. For CI engine, the compression, the process 1, 2 is only for air. For SI engine, process 1, 2 is for air fuel mixture. So this is different. Yes, any doubts?
No, sir.
What we have done is we have calculated V2. So V2 can be calculated either using this formula or using this formula. So both of them should give you same result. What next? After 2 point, X point, V2X. V2X is the heating process at constant volume. So for constant volume heating, let us write here state X. So for constant volume heating, from 2 to x, you already know the value of heat input, which is half of the total heat input. Now, what is total heat input? What is total Q? The total Q should be equal to mass of fuel multiplied by calorific value of the fuel. Here in the question, they have already mentioned the calorific value of the fuel to be 42.5 megajoule per kg. And what about mass of fuel? It's 1 by 19 of mass of air multiplied by 98%. So mass of fuel calculated here. So let us call it MF. So this MF multiplied by calorific value will give you total heat input. Calorific value, the unit is kilojoule per kg. In the question it's given in megajoule, so you will multiply it by 1000 and this is to be converted into kilojoule per kg. So this you will write 42,500 kilojoule per kg. This multiplied by kg of fuel which is burned will give you total heat input. So what is heat input during process Q to X? This would be half of total heat input. It's already been given in the problem that heat during constant volume process, it can be assumed that half of the heat input from combustion is added at constant volume and the other half at constant pressure. So we have also written this point here. So if you know total heat input, that is from Q to X3, which is mass multiplied by calorific value, half of this value is the Q added during constant volume process and the other half in constant volume pressure process. Now this heat input should be equal to mass into CV into Tx minus T2. Now this is air fuel mass. Hello. Namaskar. So you know the value of Q2x. This is known. M is known. CV, I said you will use value for air fuel mixture which is equal to 0.821. T2 is also known. T2 we calculated. It's probably 879 Kelvin here. So T2 is also known to you. So with this expression, what you will get is Tx. Once you calculate Tx, Px and Vx can also be calculated. What is Vx? Vx is same as V2 because 2 to x is a constant volume process. Heat added at constant volume. So what is Px? Px can be calculated as mRTx upon Vx. So R known, Tx known, Vx known, M known, you can calculate pressure. Px can also be calculated using gas equation. That's Px by P2 is equal to Tx by T2. So Px is equal to P2 into Tx by T2, since Vx is equal to V2. So once P2 known, Tx known, T2 known, you can also calculate Tx using this equation. So both these values should give you same, both these equations should give you same values. And then you will proceed to state 3. Now P3 is same as Px because x to 3 is a constant pressure process. And we know what is Qx to 3. It is half of mass of fuel into calorific value of the fuel, half of total heat added. And this is also equal to mass into Cp into T3 minus Tx. So if this is known, Cp known value, I said you will use Cp as 1.08, 1.0835. So 1.08 is sufficient. Tx we have calculated here. So this is known. So with this equation, you will calculate T3. And this is maximum temperature of the cycle. It's also called Tmax. And once P3, T3 known using our gas equation, you can calculate V3, which is mR T3 upon P3. Then next is the last point, state point 4. And for state point 4, we already know volume. Since 4 to 1 is constant volume heat rejection, V4 should be equal to V1, which we already know. Now, T4 by T3 should be equal to V3 by V4 raised to power gamma minus 1. So we can write T4 is equal to T3 into V3 by V4 raised to power gamma minus 1. So T3 known, V3 known, V4 known. This will give you value of T4. And then P4 can be calculated as P4 by P3 is equal to V3 by V4 raised to power gamma, because 3,4 is isentropic process. So once volume known, pressure P3 known, we can calculate P4. So this completes the first part of the problem. What is the work done during the cycle? So if you look at the cycle, there are 3 processes during which work done is non-zero number. Take 2 to x is a constant volume process, so net work done would be 0. So W is 0 for this process. For this process also W is equal to 0. X to 3, W is positive. 3 to 4, sorry, this arrow should be in this direction. 3 to 4, W is positive. And 1 to 2, W is negative. W is negative, minus W. So we'll calculate Wx3, we'll calculate W34, and then we'll subtract W12 from this process to get the net work output. So what is the values? So we will calculate, I said Wx3, sorry, Wx23 should be equal to the constant pressure process P into V3 minus V2. V3 minus Vx. X to 3 is a constant pressure process. No? This process is a constant pressure process. The work done would be P into V3 minus Vx. So this is 1W. You know all the pressure and volume point at all the points. So you can calculate this. It will be in terms of kilojoule. Then second is W3 to 4. Now 3-4 is isentropic process. Isentropic is a reversible adiabatic. So for that, the equation or the formula for W is mR T1 minus T2 divided by gamma minus 1, or mR for this particular process it will be T4 minus T3 divided by T1 minus T2 upon gamma minus 1 minus gamma. If you are writing T4 minus T3, it should be 1 minus gamma. And then W12, again it's an isentropic process. It should be mR for positive value. I'm writing T2 minus T1. So this number would be positive, this would be positive, and this would be negative. So you can calculate W net. So it's Wx23, I'm not considering the sign, W3 to 4 minus W122. So this is positive work, this is positive work, and this is negative work. This is W net. What is thermal efficiency? Thermal efficiency of the cycle is W net divided by Q input. Q input you already know. How do you know Q input? It's mass of the fuel multiplied by calorific value of the fuel, the net heat input. It is equal to heat added during constant volume process and heat added constant pressure process, or twice of heat added in the constant volume process, twice of heat added in the constant pressure process. So this we have already done. This is net heat added. W net we have already calculated. So this formula will give you thermal efficiency of the cycle. You also have a formula for calculation of the thermal efficiency, but for that we need to calculate alpha, which is the pressure ratio for constant volume heat addition, Px by P2. Calculate this alpha. Calculate the cutoff ratio, rho, which is V3 by Vx. And then using this formula, use direct formula for dual cycle to calculate neta thermal. And this formula is mentioned in the slides probably. So you must see this formula. I do not remember the exact formula, but it's available in the book. So use that formula and compare this value and this value. These two values should be same. Then we will calculate what is the third point. T4 we have already calculated, T1 we have already calculated. Volumetric efficiencies. So we will calculate what is the mass of air which is going in divided by the capacity of the cylinder. What is volumetric efficiency? Mass of air sucked in divided by the capacity or mass of air, capacity of air of engine. Now what is the capacity of the engine? If you know the density, air density multiplied by the swept volume, this is the net capacity. What is the mass of air sucked in? We have already know what is the mass of air sucked in. It's 98% of MA, which we have calculated. So you'll have to calculate the density of the air for given temperature, pressure. Calculate density of air, multiply this density with the swept volume. So this will say volume of air, which is the ideal volume, which is the maximum possible value of air volume, which can be sucked in during the suction stroke. And what is the volume of actual volume of the air which is in sucked in? This is the volumetric efficiency. Calculate this thing and you will get the volumetric efficiency of the air. So this is all about the question. I have skipped 2 points. I have skipped the exhaust temperature calculation and temperature entering the cylinder. So I want you to think about that. What would be the exhaust temperature? And what would be the air temperature intake manifold? That I will discuss once you submit your assignment. Any doubts? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this question now appears on the last slide of the previous presentation, that was of 30th March. So if you refresh that, you will get this slide. I'm not sharing this, what I have done today, because I suppose you were attentive and you were writing whatever I was writing. The only thing is we did not do some of the calculation. I want you to do the complete calculation and submit this latest by today evening. Please make a single PDF file. Write the name of the PDF file with your enrollment number and mention SW01 and email me at this mail ID. Sorry, you are not looking at the presentation. So the mail ID is in the slide itself. That's all for today.
Excuse me, sir.
Let me download the attendance.
Excuse me, sir.
Download it.
सर एक क्वेश्चन फिर से दिखाइएगा प्लीज.
सर एक क्वेश्चन दिखा दीजिए.
क्वेश्चन दिखा दूं?
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, एक बार क्वेश्चन दिखा देते. सर.
हाँ जी.
सर एक बार क्वेश्चन दिखा दीजिए सर.
I hope you can see my screen.
सर क्वेश्चन नहीं विजिबल है.
हाँ, ये जो 30 मार्च को जो प्रेजेंटेशन शेयर किया था, उसी प्रेजेंटेशन की लास्ट स्लाइड में क्वेश्चन है.
ओके सर.
स्लाइड नंबर 22. This has been shared on 30th of March. I have added the last slide today. If you refresh this, you will get the question.
ओके सर.
I have downloaded the attendance. You can leave if you wish.